right? I was pulling into my garage the other day, and someone said taxidermy on the radio I was listening to. I'm just like, my brain just ticked over and said, "Does anybody make like taxidermy plushies? Like, I know we've got all that rigid stuff, but does anybody go in there and actually fill them with like soft materials so they create like huggable kind of taxidermy? That a thing?
I feel like it might be like a constriction of the material.
I don't. If you went in there and you just like, if you
But then
really
again, there's
worked the
soft
inside
leathers, I
leather, you know,
guess.
if
Yeah.
you work the leather on the inside and made it all soft, that would
All I
work,
can
right?
honestly, all I can think of is the scene in Golden Kamuy with the Ed Gein parody character.
Again, parody character. That just sounds horrible.
Yeah. I'm sure I sent you like a bunch of screenshots when I
Yeah,
was
you
reading
probably
it.
did. That you've sent me so much demented stuff from that show over the years. It's just there's a lot of wrong in that show / manga. It's just,
Yeah.
and even to the point where they go out of the way to make the anime just as wrong as the manga by putting unseen scenes in there, such as the jerk off fight.
It is the best. This series is so messed up.
Oh yeah, it's an entertaining. It's so entertaining though.
I still
It's
haven't
really
finished
weird.
it.
No, I don't. It's one of those ones I kind of just drop back into now and then when
Yeah.
I feel like it.
Oh, that's right. His name was Edo Guy.
Oh no! Oh no! That is that's terrifying. Really,
Yeah. It
to just play on words like that.
Do you see
Oh, it's
this?
that guy. Yeah. Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
dude's face.
Yeah. Just he's got legs on his head.
It's so
Not
weird.
the weird hand hat. What? What is going on?
It's so ridiculous. I'm like, this is a serial killer.
Yeah, but
And
everybody seems to be having fun with it.
yeah, I'm like, he's one of my favorite characters. But he's not only is he based on a serial killer, he's a serial killer. And yeah, he's taxidermy.
Yeah, so plush taxidermy came across to Ed Gein's serial killer wannabe.
Yeah. It's
Not wannabe.
amazing.
This guy's, and this all comes. Look, okay, it's a relevant thing though because the whole series is about skin.
Well, yeah.
Particularly tattoos on skin. So it's not completely out of
No.
context.
No.
Unnecessary, but not out of context.
I mean, some of the shit in this series, it's pretty up there actually. Yeah.
I love the urinating on the eyes. That's just it's a thing that all comics need, right?
Urinating on ice.
Yeah, on eyes that are covered in ice.
On ice, yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, they urinate on ice as well. It's everything. They kiss on everything. They really
Isn't
do.
that the hit anime from like 2015? Urinating on ice.
I would have watched that then.
Oh, well, we have gotten so off topic and we're not even 5 minutes in. Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 64 of Read This Way. How do I segue from that? Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and all the YouTube whoring stuff. jump into some news. What do you reckon?
What?
You got?
Okay. Now I have to like put the big boy hat on and
I
actually
know.
work something out.
Well, we got
Right.
our next new series. We got another cancellation. Well, is it a cancellation?
Well, no and yes, because it's not on the main app, it's on Plus. So
Yeah,
it's technically
true.
a cancellation, but it's not a yeah. I don't know how much of a cancellation because I haven't kept up with it. I don't know
An
whether it's going to
ending.
be yeah, they're just going to end it in a relatively native kind of way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's start off with some
It
fun
seemed
news.
pretty abrupt though.
Yeah. Yeah, yes and no. The creator might have known for a few weeks. I mean, we've just
Oh
been
well,
informed, and the story may have been heading in that direction. So, yeah, because neither of us really keep up with it, it's hard to say.
that is fair.
Let's start off with some fun and wonderful news that one of our favorite mangakas, Paru, has just recently got married, and has taken a delightful photograph of her in her wedding dress, wearing her
Gorgeous.
infamous chicken hat.
Absolutely gorgeous.
It's amazing because Paru has not technically
No,
shown her face in public.
I don't
No.
think ever.
So yeah, she like that marshmallow guy is the musician.
Oh right.
And the
It's
yeah, I know it was out of my generation too, but it's it was a thing.
just not who I expected you to go to. Like, there's Dead
Name
Mouse as
someone
well.
else who else has done that.
Dead Mouse.
Who? No, I'm just kidding.
He's also a
He's a gorilla.
Yeah. It's oh man, I think that's like an old annoying orange bit.
Orange bit.
No, annoying orange. Do you remember annoying orange? It's like early YouTube. Anyway, moving on.
Oh yeah. No, sorry, man. When you say early YouTube, it's like 20 years ago, man. It's just
shut up.
yeah. Now you feel it.
There's also the dude from that does Near Automata. I don't think he's shown his face either.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Now, when you say does that, as in the guy who created the series,
The head writer, creator. I'm not really
yeah.
sure. I mean, pretty much all other mangaka, because there was
Well, they don't go out of their way to show themselves in public. No, this is a pretty common case, and
the majority
I have
of them.
feeling that's a self-reflection kind of thing. They don't.
I actually think it's a security measure, because Oda used to, yeah, which is a bit concerning, but yeah,
That's the way things are, isn't it? It's terrible.
I mean,
it's the way things are.
we both of us recently just watched a I mean, it was a couple months old now, but an anniversary video for the Kyoani fires, which it just showcases the underbelly of like the mental health sphere.
Yeah, that one was a slightly different case too. Just general,
Slightly, yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
your general death threats / mentally unbalanced people.
oh yeah,
Yeah, which unfortunately is just a reflection on the system and the way it works. You become popular, you get something out there, and then suddenly everybody wants a piece of that in some way, or it reflects on themselves in some way. And it's scary to think you could go from being nobody to somebody overnight.
yeah. It was
And
really
then have
sad.
people just attacking you for no reason. Yeah, look, the Studio Annie stuff is just, it's really scary. And watching that video is, you know, it gave me a lot more insight into what happened, because I only sort of heard a few.
I remember,
clips.
but it's been 4 years now, so it's been a while. And I'd forgotten a lot of what had happened surrounding it. I knew that all I could really remember was that the guy was quite unhinged, and that
dude was not. He should not have been on the streets. He
no,
should not have been
absolutely
living
not
out in the general public.
If you're interested in watching the full documentary, it goes for about 27 minutes. I've just linked it in the chat. Because I don't want to go deep diving into it because it's really sad. And it is, the studio has made an amazing comeback, but it is really upsetting. There was 35, I think, deaths or some around that number. It was massively tragic, just because the system, both the criminal justice system and the mental health system in Japan, let this man fall through the cracks, I guess.
Yeah. Oh God, could you imagine being the petrol station attendant who actually served them?
There's so many like levels to that would be like, and there was so much premeditation, like days of him just getting that thing organized. It was absolutely insane.
And
hey, Trusty, yeah, no, it was
terrorizing
absolutely
people
heartbreaking.
Around him.
And the one scene that he latched onto was buying discounted meats at a convenience store, and he was like, "That's it. You guys plagiarized my work. Time to die."
The weirdest thing, though, is that could have been almost any. Could have been almost any
like,
anime.
It's such a normal thing in Japan, and like it, yeah, absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's crazy, but you know, he was a crazy dude. He was a crazy dude.
I don't remember how. Oh, that's right. Segueing back to what we were talking about. So Paru recently got married. She is the mangaka for Beastars, and her current series is Sanda. Both fantastic series, very, very different from one another. Sanda's getting a. Oh, actually, I think I'm getting that confused with Gachi Recruiter, actually. No, Sanda still hasn't. Yeah, I don't think it has.
No.
Gachi
Recruiter's coming, but Sanda has no indication that it'll be officially released in English.
But I think it's just a matter of time at this point.
It will be. But it's a few chaps in, man. It should have.
Oh yeah.
It should have gone by now. It's a really interesting story.
It is. We know the world building is so interesting.
Yeah,
she's
so
incredible.
Very good. I'm all kind
of
caught up on the anime.
It's been going for a little bit now. There's like 34 chapters.
34.
Yeah. So I mean, we're a fair chunk into it, but there's only really 4 volumes.
Did it start this year? Did it? It's just started this year. Didn't it?
It started.
Oh, that's right. Because she's not releasing weekly.
It was like 2021, I think. I'm not entirely sure when.
I thought that had been running for a little bit.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah,
I love her art style, and you can definitely see in Sanda that it's from the same creator as Beastars, and there's a lot of animalistic,
kind of facial features and
traits.
expressions, and
but this one is her first serialized work being with full normal human people. She also had a one-shot volume. I can't remember what the Japanese title is, but I think it was just it translates roughly to drip drip. It was about a girl that gets a nosebleed every time someone unpure touches her, but like fountainous nosebleeds. It was really good read.
What's the definition of unpure here? Because that's just it's a matter of perception, right?
It was bizarre, man. It was like bota or something like that.
That's right. I'm just glad that she's doing well. She's having a successful, and this is proof. Look, you can have a life and a successful career in manga, and you don't have to be producing weekly in order to produce good material. Why? It comes back to do we really need that weekly process? Okay, when you said drip drip, that's not the drip drip. It's like a fire hydrant kind of. That character should have passed out after that.
Yeah, it's a weird little one shot, but it's fun.
It's weird, but it's also, looking at it, I'm just like, wow, when did she do that?
In between. So it was done after Beastars.
Really? She must have been really struggling to connect with the human anatomy and facial features after Beastars, I think.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that is because looking at her artwork there versus Sanda there's a big difference.
Yeah.
Like a huge difference.
I definitely think you're right. That this is the transitional piece.
I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm just saying that it's clearly not as good as what Sanda is, and it's also not as good as what Beastars was. So what is Candy Cigarettes? Sorry,
I don't know.
got distracted then. I got distracted. Sorry, don't. No, I'm going to just write that down. I'm going to write it down because it looked interesting.
Oh, apparently Chainsaw Man's here too. Yeah, it's a bizarre little one shot, but it's definitely worth a read. It's really funny.
It looks funny. It looks silly. I like silly.
Yeah. It's got some good little wholesome moments in it. I very much recommend.
Yeah. Wholesome. It's a rare occasion for that.
It's a wholesome comedy because she's looking for love, but it obviously doesn't work out a lot. And then I think it's probably like maybe 7 chapters, and each are kind of almost little self-contained stories up until like the last 2 or 3. Yeah, that's good. Get on it.
Yeah.
Drip drip.
Good. Drip drip.
I've actually seen it in my local Dimmicks. I was like, oh, I need to pick that up at some point.
Oh, so it had an English release.
Yeah, Drip Drip has got an English release, but Sanda hasn't, which I think is insane.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that was just riding off the back of Beastars.
More than likely. Drip drip.
I don't know. Maybe they're just waiting for more. They're just waiting for more chapters so they can just.
But there's already 4 volumes out.
I know. You don't need to remind me how frustrating this is that we read all this cool,
and Luna
crazy stuff.
And like Red Hood and all these other cancelled series have already got their translations brought over.
Makes me want to start a translation studio, man.
I know. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Come on, YouTube, help us. You know,
That's
you
right.
provide us with the funding, and this is the kind of stuff we can do. We can start bringing. Sorry, did I just? Yeah, like that's what we would do if we had money. This is what we would do. We would start bringing the manga over and releasing it in English titles. I wouldn't
Also,
be sitting on a yacht. I'd still be
probably
living in the gutter, but everybody would.
I was gonna say we'd probably also quit our day jobs and just make manga ourselves as well as.
Oh yeah,
bringing stuff
yeah.
over.
We'd make comics too. Don't get me wrong, but it would definitely be high up there on the agenda of things. You know, getting these creators on a global scale.
If I had the money, I'd probably bump up our episode count. Probably shifted the show around a little bit. I don't know.
You want to do 2 a week? We can't do 2 a week.
If we had the money and we
even still, I don't know if I had it. I would have it in me.
Oh no, it'd be like a what? Shh. What?
So quiet. Just so quiet. Oh yeah, quick plug it.
Lady in the Swamp is coming out.
Lady of the Swamp.
Come on,
say it properly. Do it.
Lady of the Swamp.
Thank you.
Lady Swamp. What are we 4 weeks away from launch? October 31st.
Yeah.
Super. Hey Nat.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I will. We were just speculating that if.
What were you speculating? You've lost your train of thought. Don't.
If ifs and buts were candy and nuts. I don't remember how the rest of that saying goes. But anyway, this episode is proudly brought to you by Hearthstone Productions and their new upcoming comic Lady of the Swamp, set to release on Kickstarter October 31st, the spooky day.
Spooky day.
Yeah, the
Halloween. It's going to be an old school slasher romp in the 90s, yeah?
Yeah. It's like the what is it? The Lost Girl genre.
Yeah, that kind of area, area of slasher films. Yeah.
Yeah. I finally got my hands on part 1 and part 2. I haven't read through part 2 yet, but the prologue and part 1, it was really good. And Kieran's getting better. I didn't have to do very many corrections.
What?
It was
better
nice.
Spelling.
Nah, he is.
Was that him messaging you now?
Oh shit! He just said that I'm fired. I was like, well, you gotta pay me first. So
no, well, it's nice that you've seen it. I'm just kicking back doing concept art for the whole thing, just guessing my way through. But
yeah, about to send through because I refined it a little bit. And sent it through to him, and then he's going to do another refinement. And I think you're going to get the first draft, and
I'm going to refine it a little, and then
there's a few bits there that he's left up to your creative.
I'm the director, my friend. You guys are just the writers.
I mean, he's the producer.
Yeah, he's producer, writer. You're the editor.
Yeah,
I'm the director.
Well, editor, letterer. So I'll be in charge of some dialogue, I guess. I don't know. Using these equations to movie roles is kind of hard.
Yeah, I know. It's because it's one of those titles that has that vibe to it. It's going to be very cinematic visually, and it's going to have that same sort of pace.
Yeah.
fast pace. I hope. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be 3 parts. Make sure to jump down into the link in the chat and get your pre-launch notifications ready so that when we do go live, you can be one of the first ones in to get the early bird specials. I don't know what they are yet, but day one,
they're early. They're birdie.
Get on it. Early bird gets the worm in the swamp. Back to news.
Back down that rabbit
Ayakashi
hole
Triangle.
we were living in. Oh yeah. So this series that
there we go.
talked about, we've briefly talked about this a few times now.
It's been one of those series that I haven't gotten around to. I really enjoyed To Love Ru and the little that I've read of Black Cat.
Yeah, so I wasn't aware that the mangaka actually had done those series before you sent me this link about it being cancelled. I just thought they were just another mangaka, but the fact that they did To Love Ru just actually makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, right.
There's a lot of exposure.
Titty. Yeah, he likes the titty.
Titty in the
he also did. I think he did the manga adaptation of Darling in the Franxx too, which also makes sense.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Makes me want to read that.
It'd be horny as hell.
It kind of makes sense. I felt like it wasn't horny enough, that show, because it's a group of teenagers living together.
Also, in a robot that they pilot in doggy style.
Yeah, I know. So I'm just like, it was just not quite convincingly horny enough for teenagers in that situation. Even if they weren't educated, if Heavenly Paradise proves anything, it's just natural progression, right?
Well, it like ties into the whole.
Anyway, the news, man. The news is that it's been cancelled.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on.
Yeah. It's been cancelled after its relatively long run. It's been going for a while. And I think it's like 140 chapters. But has it been cancelled? Did they actually say the words cancelled? Or have they just say it's ending?
Just saying it's ending on September 25th.
You know, this could be a natural progression thing. I honestly don't know how far they could have actually taken this series the way they have. I read a bit of the early stuff. So I reckon I read about 10 or 15 chapters of it. I'm like, oh, this is fun. I won't argue. This is fun. It's not my category of reading. It's more my category of viewing. But when I watched the anime, I was kind of disappointed. Mainly with the action. It just didn't have the oomph that the manga portrayed on paper. And it was one of its redeeming factors. So the fact that the anime didn't have that oomph, I just didn't really watch it past like episode 2 or 3, which is a bit sad because I thought, you know, it's fun. It's just general rom-com, pervy kind of show, which I don't mind once in a while. But this is, the anime just let it down, I think. And I don't want to say that that's a direct reflection on whether this is ending now or whether it's a natural progression. It's hard for me to say because I don't read it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, yes, ending September 25th. Jump Plus.
Yeah, I can't seem to find any information.
No, probably not. I don't think there'd be a lot of info.
There's a lot of info on the anime being on a hiatus, but nothing really.
I feel like they may have just fudged that up a little.
Yeah.
A lot.
October is set to be absolutely massive. We've got a new key visual for Dr. Stone at third season.
I was going to say fourth, but is it third? Might be third.
Dr. Stone has been so out of my mind since it ended.
Yeah, because it ended like ages ago.
October 12th. Yeah, actually, I think you're right. Season 4.
Okay.
Maybe.
Look at that. I'm right. Am I right? Say I'm right. You know you want to.
Just confused. I don't know.
Do it. Just doesn't matter. Just say I'm right. Regardless.
All right, you're right. Yep. Okay.
Excellent. Cool. We can move on.
Cool. It's how often do you get that?
Season 6 on its way.
Oh dear. So
you got some colors. You got some color pages for me.
You're a little concerned about what's the Jiangxi X.
Yeah.
Why? I feel like it was.
Look, as soon as I explained it to you, you just went, "Oh yeah, I guess." It's moving
maybe this is the switch from like me being like Tenmaku's gonna end, and you're like, I don't think Jiangxi X is. It's always been super fast paced.
Oh.
Jiangxi X has been like breakneck pacing.
Yeah, but this is like we've just skipped like 3.5 years.
Yeah, but they were always going.
Dropped us in the middle of like this. It doesn't make sense.
I have a feeling that this was always planned. I do, but I also feel like its previous chapters do facilitate it having this fast of a pacing.
Look, you're not wrong. They're always rushing towards action.
I'm sorry. Wait, why am I holding the mic up to my ear? I've got headphones on.
Just push the headphones closer in, not that you're listening to the mic.
Oh man. It's the grape
juice. I said you're right. It has had breakneck speed from the start, but that breakneck speed is just them going from action scene to action scene. This is like it's like they've taken the first 500 episodes of One Piece and compressed it into 25 chapters.
What I've noticed with Jiangxi X is that it skips over the boring bits in shonen that have been done to death.
You mean the character progression and growth?
Bah! We've had enough character progression for most of the cast.
I don't think we have. I don't think we've been given enough of the world.
Nerd character is probably like our weakest. We've got a little bit of our
I don't think he is. I think he's one of the strongest.
But we know nothing about Nerd Man. I don't even know his name.
That's what I'm saying, is we don't know anything about him, but I think he's one of the strongest characters that they have in play. Because he's a nerd. And we all know that nerds come out good in the end.
If you say so.
They do. They come through good. Trust me.
They come through good.
Yeah. Look, I'm just concerned. I'm just concerned that they're just pushing really hard and really fast for no reason but to not get cancelled. And they're just not.
But it's a Jump Plus title,
man. I know, but there's not. Yeah, but you can do that without You can have a little bit
No,
of
but
exposition in between. You can have a little bit of character growth. Right now, the only character growth we've had is they've gotten better.
I'm a
They've just
little
gotten better.
disappointed
That's all it
that
is.
they didn't actually do the thing of him going into the cave and
This
fighting
is
the
my
spirit.
point.
But
They've skipped over so much content and they've given us nothing. Nothing, man. And it concerns me that they're rushing towards an end resolution as quickly as they can to make it feel a little natural.
You know what I'm happy is still going, even though I haven't caught up with it in a little while, is Game Devil.
Yeah, you were all like, you had a boner for that for a while.
It was just that I really liked the pixel art. It had an interesting concept. Like, it was basically Sword Art Online, but done slightly better. It
You mean it
just
played justice to the female characters?
my issue with it is that it was over explainy. Like it
Dude,
felt
that's
like
like
it.
your battlefield, right?
Okay, okay,
Over-explaining.
but hear me out.
That's the
Hear me
thing.
out. Hear me out. So the problem is that it is specifically aimed at a target audience that already knows what video games are, and then it proceeds to over explain video games, and I'm just like, this is unnecessary.
But every time you play a new video game, do you have to go through a
No,
tutorial?
you better not. No.
But you know how to play the video game, right?
Yeah, like
You know that the button goes pew pew.
very
It just
very generic RPG sort of game
it,
world, and it felt a little bit too handholdy, and I wanted it to move a bit faster. It has the opposite problem to jump
did you
shifts.
actually? Maybe they need to work together.
But oh man, the
That'd be
pixel art in
interesting.
this was so nice.
It's fun. The art style is a lot of fun in it. I gotta say.
It was gorgeous. And it seemed like it was less. Well, it was kind of like an isekai, I guess, but it was like a shifting of reality into the game world.
It's a reverse isekai.
And having everyone participate, I think, against their will. I'm trying to find.
Yeah, it's hard to say whether it's not an isekai.
I mean, it kind of is,
but it's not.
But they definitely go to another world.
They've got no, but they don't, do they? I haven't read enough.
Well, it's kind of like overlaid Tokyo.
So it's the same world, just with pixel art over the top.
It's yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's kind of right.
Oh, whoa. I'm only 10 chapters behind.
Just 10.
Yeah. But it did have it did have a couple of hiatuses by the looks of it. But yeah.
Yeah.
That was yeah.
Yeah.
Next up.
Sorry, why were you talking about that one?
I just wanted to show off that's the only other cover
the
that
color
I had.
cover. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got sidetracked as to why we were talking about it, but I mean, it's worth talking about. If you're into video games,
it's a fun little series.
Cool read. Yeah.
I know that I poo-pooed on it a little bit there, but it is really fun. It was and because there's 23 chapters out of it now, I feel like it won't feel as slow. Because you'll be able to like
consume it real quick.
That chunk where is a bit slow, because it did start to pick up where I got up to, which was like around, so chapter 13 is where I got up to. Where was it? The ghost ship. I reckon chapter 6 it really starts to pick up.
Nikki.
Hey, Nikki.
Yeah, I struggled. I like tried to push through the first couple of chapters, and I'm just like, wow, that's a lot of words to put on a
It
page,
repeats
and
itself a lot.
it talks a lot about the same thing, and
I reckon the
just do not have
first
the patience that you do for this sort of stuff.
the first 4 chapters are a bit of a slog. But it was the art and the world building that kind of got me, and I liked the concept that the game devil was a childhood friend that he lost touch with, and
Yeah, that was kind of fun. I like that idea. It was very 20th Century Boys kind of vibe.
but yeah. Also, I'm a sucker for pixel art.
I think
And
everyone
it was so, and the
hits me
really
right in nostalgias.
the cool thing to its little gimmick that was like very Sword Art Online-y. It's like if you die in the game, you die for real, sort of thing. But when you die, your character model shifts from being like the perfectly drawn anime manga character to being pixel art, and you become an NPC. But you
really cool.
But you lose, like, it's still not a like, you're still dead. You just kind of become part of the background. So it was an interesting little
You're
little thing
forced to
there.
accept, products for cash.
And yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good little read. I need to catch up on it to see how it's actually been going. The last I haven't read it since March.
If you enjoy video games and you enjoy words, give it a read. Oh, and pixel art too. Don't get me wrong there. It looks pretty.
So gorgeous.
But I personally struggled with the amount of word and explanation on the page. I mean, it was a little bit unnecessary. I could have done with a bit more mystery behind it.
Yeah. Like I said, it felt a little over-explainy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I make that. Yeah,
You
like,
got any
look at
more
this.
colors for me? Yeah. You see, it's got a lot of really cool visuals. Fun stuff. Fun stuff.
I do. We got more One Piece. They will be leading
the same cover. You've shown that 3 times.
I think. Oh, yeah.
did we
Okay.
do it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we might have. So One Piece will be getting the cover and lead color page next week. Akane Banashi, Blue Box, and the new series Heia no Ichi no Zoku,
Which is
added an
Kids on
extra.
Ice.
No, the next new series.
Oh, the next one.
Yeah.
New series. Okay.
Heia no Ichizoku. I added an extra no in there for some reason.
You just like saying that.
I know. That one?
Oh, that looks nice.
I don't know if that's the one or if it's their previous work.
Whether it's kind of like the artwork.
We got color page for Nue's Exorcist.
Still going.
Yeah.
Going strong.
And Jump Giga, the mangaka for I Tell C, which was the weird detective series.
Yeah.
I really vibed it. I was a bit sad that when it got cancelled.
Yeah, because that got cancelled real quick, didn't it?
I think it had 16 chapters.
Yeah.
It was fun, but yeah, it was weird.
But we like weird fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The art was great. The little it felt like a really light-hearted Death Note, which you can kind of see, like,
Yeah, it's got the vibes.
Yeah. Like, it, take away the fact that Light was the one behind all the murders. If you just replaced Light's, you just have Light's policeman persona and L. That was basically the dynamic between these two. And yeah, it was an interesting little story that I felt like got cut short. But yeah, he's, well, I don't know their gender actually. They have got a new work in the same issue as Black Clover. That's the jump giga that's going to be dropping, I think, in that one.
Right. That's good. So new title.
Before we jump into our new title of this week, our last little bit of news is a little speculatory. So Manga Plus is about to head into a massive shift. Last week,
did I send you something about this? And then completely forgot about it.
Yeah. Was it last week?
Okay. Yeah. No, I think it was over the weekend. It might have been.
I think it might. Yeah.
But yeah, I sent like a thing that said, "Oh, we've got a big announcement coming."
Yeah, and I'm like,
what's their big announcement? How much are they charging me?
well, we don't know yet. So hang on, let me find, because I did see that announcement thing. It was like a thank you for supporting us. Now we're gonna do some restructuring and charge you now.
Yeah,
because there's money to be made.
Yeah.
Here
definitely.
It is. Notice of service renewal. So recently, Manga Plus has been completely free. A little bit, there's been some restrictions on what sort of content has been available, and I think you can like read a chapter once and that's it. But they haven't really policed that very well, so it's kind of a little bit.
It's a little bit loosey goosey.
Apparently there are exciting changes. Whether or not they're exciting for their bottom dollar or for us is yet to be determined.
You know which ones. It's Shueisha we're talking about.
So I'm interested to see what happens with this and the Viz Shonen Jump app. So this is all the official news that we have, is that notice of service renewal. If you're just watching us or listening to us, thank you for always using Manga Plus by Shueisha. Exciting changes are coming. We're gearing up for a major update to enhance our platform. Among the upcoming enhancements will be changes to the available manga. More information coming with the renewal, and we appreciate your continued support for Manga Plus by Shueisha. So that's pretty much it.
So my guess is they're going to shift all of their content to Manga Plus and charge a subscription. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. So the only other bit of news that we've got at the moment is that Manga Plus appears to be displaying in-app purchases information in both the Apple and Play stores, seemingly related to a subscription plan. The platform announced a soon-to-come restructuring with further details to come.
Yeah.
It's been like half a week, maybe, between the announcement and this leak. The biggest difference between Manga Plus and the Viz Shonen Jump app is the amount of titles available. Shonen Jump has a lot of back catalog stuff. If you subscribe, you can read all of their chapters for all their ongoing series and the Vault chapters as many times as you want. Currently, the Manga Plus app has that weird loosey-goosey, you can only read a chapter once. Some of them, it's only the first 3 chapters, and the most 3 recent chapters. For its Jump titles, it's been a bit messy. For its Shonen Jump Plus titles, however, it's pretty much here's everything, go nuts.
Yeah.
And they've got like other partner titles, so they've got like Oshinoko. I should have had this organized, but I never am.
Can't ask you to do that.
Oh, look, there's that service of renewal thing again.
As soon as you get there, it's just like, hey, we're asking for money.
So there's the weekly Shonen Jump titles. Then they've got the Jump Plus titles. So that includes Chainsaw Man, Dan to Dan, our 2 big heavy hitters, Marriage Toxin, another favorite of ours, Shibitarian, I believe, is part of this. Jiangxi X is a part of this.
It's a plus title, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you listen to me when we were talking about it, I did say that it's a Jump Plus title, and that's another reason I don't see it getting.
But it's canceled. Really confusing because it's on the the Viz app as well.
Kaiju number 8, Spy Family.
Yeah,
Beaten Motion.
So confusing. What was the name of that again?
Wild Strawberry. Breast in Motion. Skeleton Double.
Breast and Moron.
No, that's a new series we're working on. Kindergarten Wars. Make the Exorcist Fall in Love.
Oh man, I need to get back on top of that again.
Like, there's a lot of series. Stage S, which is still in hiatus. Ghost Reaper Girl. Is that what that title's called? I always forget. Ghost Girl Reaper. Wait, it's finished.
It's done. Yeah.
Oh. Hot Gear, which is on hiatus. And then all the others. I love that it's just others. That are they're partnered, or if they fall into their other magazines. So Blue Exorcist is one of their monthly magazines. Trojan X is a whenever magazine. Black Clover.
You release it when I tell you to release it.
Here. And then they do have their re-editions, but they're not complete either. It's like their re-uploads. It's kind of a little bit here and there. However, but the other really cool thing is that they've got the creators portal.
Yeah. And I think this is why this is a better focus than the Viz app. Because you've got that little window into indie creators trying to break through. We may very well see the next progression of generation coming up through the ranks. I don't know how often we'll see that kind of stuff come through. But it was Beaten Motion one of them. It's come up through there, or is it off the back of something else?
It was definitely one of the. It was a competition, but I don't know if it was through this. It might have been.
It might have been. The mangaka definitely got some sort of. It was a funding system. I can't remember whether it was through that creators component or not.
Yeah, I can't recall.
Yeah, but they do. Man, they put a lot of stuff up, and I actually take. I don't know if you do, but I take the time to read anything that comes up in the new titles release that is from the creators area.
You think I got time for that?
Yes, you do.
With Wheel of Time? Nah,
yes.
son.
No, just put that shit down. Just a minute.
I'm almost finished book 4.
Well, after 4, you need to take a break.
I've got 10 more books to read.
I know you do. Listen. I know you do, but you got more things. You got more important things to focus on.
I don't know, man. Wheel of Time's pretty damn good.
I get it. I get it. You know, admittedly I've been watching a lot more than I'm reading. Because I've been catching up. You know, I'm all caught up with Vinland Saga now, so I'm 100%.
Oh, isn't it amazing?
Season 2's all done, and I'm hanging for season 3, and I'm just like, should I just start reading?
That's where I'm at with it as well. I'm like,
oh,
but it was really good watching it all animated.
Yeah, it was kind of nice, just because they pace it so well.
Yeah.
It all feels really good, and then you watch stuff afterwards, and you're like, this feels kind of lame.
Just everything about Vinland Saga, man. It's just gorgeously animated, gorgeously written, directed. Just the characterization is just
the writing's
incredible.
spectacular. It's the character growth and whoever's written this is clearly familiar with what these feelings feel like.
How's One Piece going, Trossi?
How is it going, Trossi?
I love that I ask having no knowledge, but you potentially do have some.
Yeah.
It's not going, is it?
Oh no, it's going. It's going.
Oh, okay.
It's going too much, I think.
Well, should we take this opportunity to segue into our anime of the year?
Okay. Can we explain this a little bit before we start?
Absolutely not.
No? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so
no.
The new series that dropped last week, that we absolutely gushed over. Like, we gushed over it for like a solid half an hour, right?
Oh no, hang on. Trossi's talking about aliens in One Piece.
No, this is not the time. Oh no!
I was kidding. It's fine.
Yeah,
We're gonna talk about
it. I know. I did. That was partially my fault. I did that, but the timing was perfect.
You fully committed to that bit. I know.
Oh no, trust me, it was perfect. It was just perfect. Right, so getting back on track before you get distracted by aliens.
I was kidding. I want to talk about the next One Piece.
The next One Piece? No, it's not even the next one. It's the past One Piece.
That's right.
No, this thing is literally just outsold everything in its first chapter.
So stupid.
The anime is just on fire. Everybody's loving it, and everything has been left in the dust.
The memes are so good.
This is exciting though. This is super exciting that a title has drawn this much attention, that it's already a meme. Like, it's been out for 2 weeks and it's a meme. So what's the deal? The deal is everybody.
From my understanding, there was, I think there was a post or an article saying that it was getting excessive praise after its first chapter, basically saying that it's surpassing everything. It's going to be the next big hit. It's going to be a part of the next big 3. And everyone's just gone absolutely mental. Then making edits saying that it's the anime of the year. Like, people have done edits like this.
It's so much fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's got a video game adaptation already.
Oh yeah, yes, already
so
after 1
good.
week. The internet's really jumped on board with this, and I know there's a lot of people that are like, this is funny and gaggy and all that sort of stuff. But in retrospect, every one of these people probably really loved this manga and really enjoyed it, despite all this stuff that's going on. It's actually exciting. It's getting everyone talking about it, and you probably haven't, but I haven't either seen one bad comment about this series. I haven't seen one person saying anything bad about this. Like it being, I love that.
I think this one's my favorite.
All the comparisons to One Piece are just so, they're not, there's no reason for it at all. It's
absolutely none.
The series is so far from what One Piece is. It's so much closer to like Jujutsu and Hell's Paradise and Chainsaw Man in vibe that it doesn't make sense to compare it to One Piece. But I get people are trying to do that because One Piece is the king.
Well, it's the most selling comic book of all time, I think.
That's right. Comic book. That means every country in the world, it's the number one seller.
It outsells Batman.
Everything else sells Batman.
No, Batman's got some pretty insane sales.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see?
That's the point, though. They encapsulate all of the Batman. Just to compete with One Piece. Look what they have to do just to compete with.
They have to release 50 titles in 1 year to compete.
Also, it's been going since what, the 50s? Anyway, getting sidetracked. What did you think of its second chapter?
I really liked its goofiness.
I got two things. So I wanted to talk about this before when we were talking about the cinematicness of.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
It is a very cinematic display of visual style. So
yeah, there was something else we were talking about earlier. I don't remember. Anyway.
Yeah, go for it. Whatever.
No, sorry. I felt like there was something else we were talking about earlier in the episode, but I can't remember what it was. Please continue.
No, I was just bouncing off you and what you were saying.
Yeah,
you were about to say something.
No.
And then you did that.
I'm not gonna.
I said it was goofy, and you were just like, yeah, that reminds me of something else I was gonna say.
It just feels insanely cinematic. Like while I'm reading this, I can just see it playing out as an anime in my head. Like it feels like a movie. Like specifically when we got to this section here, and it did the. Wait, why did that happen? It went Dune. Like I had that little boom boom sound effect sort of thing. When
I don't. It's giving me this weird, like if you, like the vibe of it is giving me Dan / Jujutsu vibes.
Okay, that's odd.
Is that like the weirdest? Like, you know how Dan's got those really weird characters that are always being goofy and doing something stupid in the background.
Oh yeah, the uncle. The uncle's my favorite.
Yeah, the uncle is just like he's the best part of the comic so far because his facial expressions are just so retarded. Everything is so clean and perfect, and the uncle just comes in and he just looks so
this
stupid.
Scene was perfect.
Yeah, someone's a fan of The Thing. There's clearly a lot of.
Oh no, not that. There's goofiness over here with the uncle.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's just a lot of fun, and without him,
Say
I think it would be very boring without that character in place. But
it would be insanely edgy.
yeah, he's not just a stock standard comic relief character though. He's got like that serious slash goof vibe to him. Like as soon as things hit the wall, he will be as serious as he needs to be. But in between, he's just like, look at that face. He looks like he's been hit by a shovel. So dumb.
He gives me that protective guardian vibe, and I know that sounds very broad and because he's his uncle, but it seems to me that it goes a bit deeper than that, because you find out in this chapter that he's pretty much been oh wait, no, sorry, it was the previous chapter. I finished up the last chapter reading when I went into this one, because it took me a week to finish it.
Oh my god.
When they're on the train last chapter, that the face scar thing and he could get healed, but he chooses not to, and he's all edgy and he's set on revenge. I feel like maybe the over the topness of the goofiness is for the MC's sake, not just as character comedy.
He's the
comedic
counterbalance, the seriousness of the main character, definitely.
But it feels like there's a narrative reason for it there, not just a mechanical.
I would like to have faith in the mangaka that they have predicted or premeditated that sort of concept, but I don't think that might be the case just yet.
Maybe.
I feel like they're just there to pull the edginess back a little bit.
You reckon it's more mechanical?
At the moment. As because the uncle's clearly there in place to, he's going to die later.
No.
Sorry, he's going to die later. But he needs to. He has to die.
He's already had a death.
He's a mechanical tool. He needs to die for a particular reason, and it will help the main character's growth. See, that's the kind of fun. I love it. I just love it. It just takes look at the main character. He's been so edgy and he's been so cool, and then his uncle's in the background just being an absolute goof about things.
If he does die, I hope it's not till towards.
It won't be for a little while yet. Won't be a little.
I don't feel like, I know it's just 2 chapters and I'm loving everything so far, but I feel like if it doesn't have that comedy in it, and granted that they could replace him mechanically with someone else and still have that comedy aspect coming from elsewhere, but I really like the dynamic that they've got at the moment, and I hope that he doesn't until like much later on.
No, I don't think it'll be much later on. He's definitely fulfilling I'm not going to say really father role, because his father filled that role really well, and I feel like he's really playing up that big brother kind of role. Not even.
Are they blood related? Do we know if they're related?
No, they're not blood related. He's a character that he met during the war, I believe, during his service in the war.
I feel like he was there, like he was under their protection from this flashback that we got, and
I'd say the uncle was a big player in keeping him safe.
Also, I'm really interested about this sword.
That caught my eye as soon as I saw it. I'm just like, that box is special.
I really, really liked this paneling. Specifically, like, because when reading it on mobile, you go from the single page, and it was like the same thing between it. Was
it was a good cut. It was a
Mhm.
good cut. The paneling was a really tight. He condensed a lot, like a lot, into this chapter.
It's definitely landed its second chapter. I'm really excited to see where this series goes.
You mean anime?
Best video game of 2023.
Man, it's lit.
Really, really liked this one too. Like, there's not a lot going on, but it's just really simple paneling, transition to them being in Tokyo to then just boom. And it felt like the end of the first episode.
Yeah.
Like, let's go, click, and then credits roll. And I'm like,
yeah,
ready
like,
for episode 2.
Yeah, like chapter 1 and 2 is just the first episode. Bang, done. Yep.
I was thoroughly impressed.
It's nice. It'll be interesting to see if they can. I'm not concerned about the art. I'm concerned about the storytelling and the direction and the pace. So as long as they can keep up that they've hit really high. They've hit the mark high, and people are expecting that high mark every time now. So if they drop the ball, even in the slightest, people are going to come down hard, which is going to be a shame.
Do you reckon they'll come down super hard?
There'll be people.
There's always people.
All it takes is a couple. You only need a couple of people to go, "Oh, you're a bit shit at that, aren't you?" For it to hit hard.
A bit shit.
Yeah. For it to hit hard, and then you can have 1,000 people saying how good you are, but if you've got one person telling you how shit you are, for some stupid reason, you listen to that one person.
Yeah,
so I hope that doesn't happen in this case, and I really hope,
like, as much as the memes and stuff have like generated a lot of discussion and hype around the series, I really hope that he's not taking like an extra weight on his shoulders, because you can see it from the other perspective that it's giving him a lot of pressure.
Yeah, just a little, because now it's not just like it's not just this niche amount of people that are keeping up with the current scene. It's now this broader spectrum of people that have gone, oh, everybody's talking about this, I'm jumping on board, and before it gets out of hand. So yeah, I can imagine that would be a lot of pressure. It'll be interesting.
I mean,
to see
it's a good kind of pressure to have, I guess, because it's like the opposite of the. It's the opposite of the.
Had that kind of pressure on me.
It's the opposite of the whole, I hope my series gets enough eyes on it, so it doesn't get cancelled.
There's pressure regardless of which way you look, right? I guess.
So depending on, this is the better side of things.
Yeah, I guess.
Especially like if they're confident in the series, in their work, then it's the perfect storm. But
look, how about we stop talking about what we know is going to be the hit of this season and talk about the sleeper? And I'm talking about no, that's not what but we can talk about that. No, put it back up. Put it back up. We need to talk. We need to get this out of the way.
Did I jump the gun? What were you going to talk about?
No, I was going to talk about the current issues of Mummy You.
All right.
But we can do this first because you've read the chapter.
I read the whole thing.
I read.
Logan did not.
Like 5-6 pages of it.
Oh, wow.
And I kind of scrolled through the rest, and I was just like, this is not my vibe. It's not my jam. It's like 100% not my jam. That's a personal, opinion, which, if you're listening, you may appreciate my personal opinion. I like things to be a little bit more clear cut. This felt like it had no direction.
Oh, so this was from the mangaka that did this one.
This one?
This one.
Okay.
Railway Gateway, which was a
Looks
one-shot.
interesting. Yeah.
Art-wise, I kind of thought it was from Big Head, but then I forgot the Big Head was Mama Yu.
Yeah. You're not wrong. From the visual work that I looked at, it was very, very, very hit and miss.
Yeah, it had its moments.
Like you look at that cover page, right? And you're just like, oh man, that looks real nice. Until you stop and you just think about like anatomy. And then it's not so great. The other thing is, I think the other problem with this is that I have no interest in ice skating whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't really care too much about its content.
No.
And it was pretty meh up until I got to about here.
Yeah.
So like the first 10-15 pages, while he's a kid, simping over the other girl that he saw, it was very, the first 10 pages were pretty generic, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh wait, can you flick through a few more? Where am I?
In a second.
Sorry, I'm just I think I might not have started from the start.
So it starts off, he's like, I don't know, like 8 or something. He's in, no, I don't know. He's very young. He's the best at everything, until his dad's all like, "Oh, I want to see you did really well at ice skating. You were the fastest one there. I want to see you ice skate. So we're gonna go to an ice skating rink in Tokyo." And then they go one, and then he's like, "Oh shit, my bad. There's a figure skating," and the kid's just like, "Action figure skating," and I'm like, "Don't be stupid, kid. That was dumb." Stupid. That was my initial thoughts. I was like, "This kid's fucking stupid."
So stupid.
Says the 30-year-old man reading a manga.
About ice skating. Some stupid kid ice skating.
And then he sees the girl his age do like a triple helix, and he's just like, "Holy shit, that's amazing." And he's like, "Oh, I couldn't do that." And so he kind of gets this weird obsession with her because it's the first thing that he actually had to work on, because he was naturally good at every other sport that he pretty much tried to do. And they do make a juxtaposition between figure skating and normal ice skating, I guess. That one's a sport, the other one's an art form, and that art is hard.
Okay.
Yeah. And then jumps forward.
Shit, this is where I started. Sorry.
Are you serious? How did you?
Yeah.
How?
I actually just thought I started where the artwork looked nicer. Is that a horrible thing to say? I'm just like, I can't actually focus on that.
I felt like this is where it actually started to pick up. Is where it started to get.
This is where I stopped reading it.
It started getting a little bit funnier.
Yeah, I mean it's goofy, and you're right. The main character is like super stupid.
Yeah.
He's no, that's not the right word. He's innocent. Like he's not familiar with.
He's a country bumpkin.
He is, yes, 100%. Yeah, as illustrated on that second page there, where he's goofing all over the place, like a fool.
when it got to this point, I was like, oh, I'm kind of vibing it. So like he does a triple helix during like the free
Tries.
skate. Well, he
Tries.
does. He just doesn't land it.
Hence the try.
Well, argue
It's not
that
a
the
triple
triple
hit. It's
axle.
not a triple
Oh, I've been
axle
calling
if
it a triple.
you.
I've been
I
calling it a
know.
triple
I know. It's all
helix.
right. Like we said at the start, we don't know anything about.
Yeah, I don't know the art
Don't.
form. Oh yeah, and the girl disappeared, and the other thing that was kind of a bit stupid was that apparently he never knew her name, but he'd been like studying her whatever videos he could find of her to like
How?
to teach himself figure skating, and I'm
Where
like,
did he get the videos from?
ah! Like, well, she was a prodigy, so I guess he recorded um videos of
That's not
her.
creepy.
I know, right? No, like off the TV.
So
It's
he
still
recorded
creepy.
her off the TV. Don't you think they would have displayed her
I
name at some
know. That's my
point?
point.
So many holes in this plot already. Keep going.
So I was just like, this is kind of stupid, but all right. um, and yeah, then he meets her. Yeah, I don't know.
This other girl that looks like the other girl, but he's
Yeah,
not
but
sure if it's the same
oh well,
girl.
she's all like, oh, you remind me of a girl, and she's all like, nah, shut up and put your skates where your mouth is. We'll talk about my history later.
Now we're gonna float. Whoa, what was that crazy piece back there that
This one,
looked like they were doing? No, the one before.
this one.
Yeah, what the? Sorry, I can see
Alright.
that now. I'm just like, why is that person floating in the air?
Oh, because he
But there's
yeeted
another.
her.
Yeah, I know. I can see that now.
Oh.
You flicked past it, and I'm just like, that was my focal point.
So like there's some parts in here where the art was like
Yeah,
this. It had some
the art's got moments of looking really nice, and it looks really nice when it's less, when it's not stiff, when they're loose in their art style. It looks a lot nicer. But anytime they try to clean it up and make it look nice, it looks kind of goofy.
his head looks so
Yeah, I
goofy.
know. This is my point. This is,
He
and
looks like a pumpkin.
does a lot.
I'm
This is the
sorry.
first issue. This is the
I
first issue.
know
And this
it's
is from a
grape
new
juice.
mangaka.
I'm
It
not
is
shooting. I'm not shitting on it.
no, and
I
we're looking for
enjoyed
that
what I
growth.
read.
Remember, we're looking for the growth. So
Okay, actually, this is where I apparently kids have big heads, but this is why
I know
I
this is where you thought it was the other
yes
mangaka. Yeah,
yes
because
when they're
the
young they have such big heads.
I know, but it looks so weird. And the reason it looks weird is because she's got grown up face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh well, actually, sorry. This is the point where he's all like, "No, it has to be her," and she's like, just shut the fuck up."
Skate, man, just skate.
And so he does a triple axel, and apparently he has this one thing that he does that's like pretty epic, and everyone's all like, "Wow, that's actually pretty good." Is he actually self-taught? And they're like, "Yeah, wow, okay." And then he confesses about him being a weird, creepy stalker. But at this point, he's all like they both know that she is who she says she isn't. But he's all like, "Oh, yeah, there was this girl prodigy, and I was like basically stalking her." And she's like, "Wow, that'd be really creepy if she ever found out about it." Um,
Here is a picture
and
of her finding out about it.
and then yeah, he's like goes and does the other things, and so she's all like, "Oh, do a spin and step," and he's like, "Oh, you mean the twirly ones?" And she's like, "This dumbass."
Yeah. Okay, so I think this will hit with some people, but it won't.
Yeah.
It definitely didn't hit with me.
It feels in the same vein as like amateur mangaka talking about something that they're really interested in, similar to like Beaten Motion, Akane, somewhere between Beaten Motion and Akane Banashi.
Yeah, well, they've definitely found an interest in something, and they're trying to put that down.
So, end of the first arc, chapter 1.
What? One shot done.
Right?
Okay, where do we go from here?
Like, again, not as good of a one shot as Kagurabachi or Mama Yuyu, but it's fairly decent. For its, I would say 2/3. It starts really rough.
Yeah, it did, and to the point where I actually did. I skipped that whole like 10 pages, and I'm just like, "Oh, this looks a bit better," and I just started from there, and even then, I'm just like, it's not terrible, it's not bad. It's just I have no interest in it, and I really don't want to read something that I'm not interested in.
That's fair.
Yeah. Especially when I've got so many other things to read. Don't do that.
That was gross.
Sounded gross.
It was a very wet burp.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. It was a little spicy because I had jalapenos for dinner.
Jalapeno.
Gotta love me some jalapenos. Our sleeper hit. Jumping into it.
Yep. Sorry, I started talking and then it went sideways.
I was trying to get it up.
Yeah,
it was a little spicy burp.
Yeah. So, Mama Yuyu.
Admittedly, I didn't finish chapter 3 because we had to go live. But I finished reading the one shot of the new thing, so
yeah, fine.
There's so much manga.
Whatever, dude. You just got to put that wheel of time down and just
no.
You've got priorities, man.
Yeah, but you didn't even read all of Two on Ice, so
okay, but I had an excuse.
It was shit. Yeah, but it was bad.
No, it wasn't my thing. It's not my thing. I hate saying things are bad because people are trying and they're doing the best they can and they're doing what they can. So
and see, that's a very big point. Oh yeah.
Don't.
Sorry.
We've still got.
Did you see how long we've already been going for? You're like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, oh yeah, we probably should be tired. So, Mama Yuyu.
Sorry. The thing that I was about to say. I know. I keep wanting to say that too. The big thing that a lot of people need to realize is that if a series doesn't hit with you, it might hit with others, which just means that it's just not for you, and you don't have to incessantly shit on it and be an absolute prick about it.
Yeah. Just say it's like, not your thing, and that's it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It's like how Logan talks about One Piece, and I'm like, you're wrong, and you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Just doesn't jam with me, man. Doesn't vibe with me.
I don't know how it should be. On paper, it's right up your alley.
You say that. But
I know.
You've been in and out of my alley so many times. You should know.
It's goofy. It's got its cool action scenes. Its world building is impeccable. It's too
goofy for me.
Really?
Yeah.
That
and you're probably like, well, you're like, Dan. That
I know. I'm like
super goofy, but it's a different kind of goof.
You're outnumbered in this
I
because
know.
me and
I don't
Trossi are
care
both
though.
pro piece.
I
So
don't care.
although
Look, I'm
you did
outnumbered
like
1,000,000 to 1, my
you
friend.
did like
It's
live action. So
you know, I did. I'm enjoying the live
have
action.
you read? Have you watched any more of the live action?
No, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying everybody else enjoying it as well. You know, that's something I have noticed, that there's been a lot of people picking it up that wouldn't normally pick up anime,
Yeah. It's doing it.
and now they're going, oh, maybe I'll do that thing that's connected to the other thing and
What's
see what
that?
that's all about.
There's like 500 episodes on Netflix already. Don't mind if I do.
Only 500?
Yeah, they've got bugger all. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But once they've got the thirst, you know how that
Oh
works.
my god. We've finally got official English English streaming One Piece that isn't on Netflix, almost up to date with the English release in Australia now. Crunchyroll has now officially acquired, because they've been doing a lot more English dubs on Crunchyroll recently. What was the I brought up this comment and then I got really distracted.
She's not wrong. No, what were you going to say?
I think Trossi's wrong. I think the anime is long-winded. I don't think the manga is.
Yeah, but that's standard case. You know, there's always going to be, and I'm not going to say filler because it's not technically filler, but there are prolonged scenes and pacing issues that are not conveyed correctly.
I mean, it's arguable that it is filler, right?
Kind of, yeah. Do we classify all the screaming in Dragon Ball Z as filler?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then yes, you know, One Piece do it as well.
That like Netflix has up to Thriller Bark, which is actually, I overshot it by a lot. It's only up to episode 381.
Thriller Bark.
Yeah. It's where Brooke gets introduced.
So
skeleton.
No reference to like Michael Jackson.
Actually.
Yes.
It's the Halloween themed island.
Oh, I see.
With zombies and stuff.
Do they dance? Do they do the dance?
No, I don't think they do.
Lost opportunities, my friend.
Well, it has like one of my favorite scenes in it where there's a zombie getting out of its grave and Luffy just walks over to it and just pushes it back into the grave. He's just like, nah.
We're not doing this.
And like Usopp and Nami are just like, oh my god, and he's just like and they're like, you can't.
Yeah, you know what's happened?
Oh,
you know what's happened?
Yeah.
You've gone down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I know.
You've gone down the One Piece rabbit hole. I'm gonna quickly talk over you about Mama Yu. And
yeah, like I said,
nobody's talking about it.
The anime for One Piece is insanely dragged out.
So with the third issue, it's like pushing the story along a lot better. You know, you're getting a much clearer image of what the world building that's happening here.
If you want to watch One Piece properly, you need to watch it in one pace.
Shut up, Brad.
I'm sorry.
I'm talking.
I had to do it for the bit.
Yes, one pace is the correct editing for this show.
Oh my god, it's so much better. Anyway,
you haven't read any of the Mama Yu, have you?
Yeah, I have.
The first issue.
I am up to chapter 2.5 because I haven't finished 3.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I wasn't
This is
quite
from
sure
Big
where they
Head
were
Guy, right?
going to head. Sorry?
This is from Big
Big
Head
Head?
Guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Also,
And
I'm
it's
really impressed that he's keeping it up.
yeah, I know.
3 issues
He's
in,
doing
and the
a
hair is
lot of
still.
work. That's a lot of rendering in there. And his art style keeps kind of shifting a little bit. So it'll be really
It feels
interesting to
very
see
80s.
what
Like, it has a lot of Tezuka soul to it.
a little bit, yeah. I'm not
You
going to say
feel
a
that?
lot, but a little bit.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
and then I can
Yeah.
sort of grasp what you're talking about, but you know, there isn't a manga around that doesn't have that sort of influence floating around in it.
I know. But
I'm a
I
little bit
feel like
nervous,
this is. I
but
feel like this
you're right.
is.
On the right hand page there, that panel, that profile picture of him is very Tezuka.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of moments in just these 3 chapters where I'm like, damn, that looks like Astro Boy, or damn, that looks like a straight out of Tezuka's art.
Kind of.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, yeah. He had a
Inspired.
particular style, Tezuka, and yeah, but it's really starting to give me Blue Exorcist vibes.
I
In
can kind of see what you're talking about. Like the
its
start of Blue Exorcist.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
at the very start, it is got 100%
It's been so long.
right. But the thing is I haven't talked about the paneling in the series at all.
It's pretty
It's
creative.
really good. Like it's
Yeah.
really good.
Like, this
Yeah,
was really
it's got some
cool.
great graphical styles, but not just that, it
This.
paces really, really well. I know.
The fucking sword. I
The
was like,
sword is
what?
panel line. Yeah, it's so good.
Ah.
But I looked at this character, right? This guy, and I'm just like, he's straight out of Blue Exorcist, right? Kinda.
I can kind of see what you mean, but not really. But yes, I know that's so vague.
He's got the vibe.
You could argue that any of the demons that they're shown off could be from Blue Exorcist.
Yeah, but it's just the general kind of militaristic kind of vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
uniform. Yeah,
Well, yeah. FMA is probably another good reference for it as well. It's got
military.
100% shonen feel to the whole series. Like this
Yeah.
thing is geared towards knowing exactly what it's meant to be doing. And it's laid it out, like 100% laid it out. It's gone, he's a reluctant hero. He's now thrust into a world that's going into some calamity. He's
not really a reluctant hero. He's a hero
he's
wants to be
confused.
a hero,
He doesn't
but
understand what a hero is.
he's kind of been pigeonholed. He's a hero born into peace.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't know whether he wants to. He's conflicted by the fact that he wants to be that war hero that everybody talks about, but he also wants the peace. He wants that. He wants both ends, both sides of the sword. He wants the one piece that connects everything together. Thanks, it's the friends we make along the way.
I really hope that is how One Piece ends. People will.
I honestly hope it is too. It'll be so good. But he's kept up the art really good in this, and I'm enjoying it.
This scene really bugs me out. I like it and it's cool, but like it makes it feel like it's so.
That bed's in a weird position.
Everything else outside of this room doesn't exist.
No, it looks like an RPG. like a 16-bit RPG.
Yeah, like you enter the house and
Isometric.
everything outside the world
Everything's
disappears.
black. No, what's bugging me is that the bed's in the wrong position. Just look at that scene and just tell me that that doesn't feel wrong. Like it feels wrong in that room. Like the cabinet's all the way down the other end of the room.
Yeah, but what else are you going to put over there? Otherwise, it
Your
just look
feet
really
are pointing
bare.
right to the corner. It just feels weird.
Maybe if they had just turned her around, it wouldn't look as
Yeah, I think it
weird
would have
to you.
felt a little bit better. I don't know
Like,
why. It just would have felt better.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, why would you have the head of the bed should be in the corner?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is just a weird personal aesthetic reason for that. It's got, nothing against the mangaka. They've done everything right. I'm just looking at something really weird.
Like, you're super nitpicking here, but I do
Oh,
agree
yeah,
with
I'm
you.
just
It is odd.
it just looks weird. And that's the only thing that made me feel a little bit uneasy. But it's only because of the way the room's laid out.
It's
Stupid.
honestly, it's only noticeable when the room is this huge.
When you point it out. Yeah.
Like, if you sucked the room into about here where they're standing, like just get rid of all this extra space, it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, it would have been reasonable.
It's the depth of the room.
Big room, yeah.
Yeah.
It's this enormous
Damn it,
room
Logan.
with a bed in the corner the wrong way around.
So this is as far as I got. So I don't really know what's happening past this point.
There's not much more.
There's a lot of
talking.
And
about
she's disabled now.
So this is okay. Sorry, go back one. This is the paneling I'm talking about, where things are a lot more subtle.
That hair, holy Christ!
Yeah, like this whole page is really nice, and it's paneled out really well, and everything flows beautifully. This is the kind of page that makes the difference. Yeah, you're not wrong, Chelsea. It's got that weird 3D that RPG isometric fucking room in a void kind of feel. But pages like this make a massive difference to the flow of the comic. It can slow things down, it can speed things up, and this, when I was reading the story, I'm just like, wow, it's a moment in the issue that makes a difference, because it's him thinking over who he wants to be, where the world structure is currently placed, and feet. Okay, finish, boy. Are you finished there, being there?
No, it's not for me. It's for the viewers. It's for excuse me. It's for Mr. Tarantino.
Yes. So it's.
I can't make it go back.
I found it to be just a beautiful sequence from it. Now it's clear that this is not a title that's specifically designed to be transcribed to anime like the previous one was. Yeah, the hair is just like out of control.
It is insane. It just keeps getting bigger.
I know, it's more hair. Oh, there's some negative space over here. Just fill it with hair.
No, it definitely doesn't have. It's utilizing its manga.
It's utilizing comic book format better.
It's not the words I was after, but that's basically medium. It's using its medium to its fullest.
Yeah.
In not saying that Kagurabachi isn't, but it's doing it in a different way that it
A very
feels
different
very
way.
cinematic. Like it could be transcribed almost like
Panel
just
for panel. Yeah.
and you're done. This would take a bit more work. There'd be a lot more drawing in between.
And a pin, a single, a simple page like the one on the right hand side there could be a 3-minute long sequence. Whereas with Kagurabachi, the pacing is in that cinematic sequencing. So it's got a very different flow to it compared to this. I'm enjoying it. I'm really liking
Same.
it. I am keen to see where it goes.
You know what I'm not enjoying though?
Your current favorite anime.
That's a lie.
No, you love it. You told me off camera. You said how much you loved it.
That's what I
You
said.
said that it was the best thing since Harry Potter. And
no, I'm
that
saying what I said was a
didn't-
lie. What I was that I'm not enjoying it because I actually enjoyed the shit out of this episode. It
This
was
most
so
recent
funny.
episode was a real blindside for me. I'm just like,
it was dumb as hell.
It leans so much heavier into the goofy, edgy vibe that we're looking for. It was the episode we've been looking for from the start. Admittedly,
I did have issues.
The dialogue is still shit.
Oh, it's so
it's
the
just horrible
dialogue.
But the opening sequence of someone being eaten is great.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and George Washington came back.
Yeah, and the teacher's been all super fucking edgy and like we're gonna kill everyone kind of vibe.
Maybe it was one of the students that killed them. That's impossible. Sorry. Oh, it bothers me. It bothers me. It could have been amazing, but it's just
if you could just go back and rewrite just the conversation between characters, this would actually be a pretty solid series. Despite the fact that they keep mishmashing and stealing so much content from Harry Potter. They mishmashed the wand and the broom sequence together. Like
my biggest issue.
You have to the broom chooses you kind of scenario.
My biggest issue with this episode was I really I'm gonna have to I want to touch base with a friend of mine and see what they think of it because it feels like they simplify the whole trans journey in this episode with magical transitioning.
I don't know if they
kind of
I think you might be reading a bit too much into it.
I could definitely be. It also felt a little pandery. I also could be just looking into it a little
100% pandery.
So
going from the start of the episode,
it felt so unnatural as well.
I know, because we go from the sequence where the teachers are having this conversation about one of the teachers missing for how long? How long's the teacher been missing?
Oh yeah, that's right. There was like a 4 month gap in between.
Yeah, we've just had this massive time skip. And they tell you by just nonchalantly saying, this person's been missing for 3 months.
Well, the end of last episode, they were like, he was like, puts on a mask and he's like, I declare war on the teachers. 4 months later.
yeah.
Like, what?
I'm not going to do anything about it. So yeah, it goes from that sequence to a sequence of we went straight into the dream sequence of the kid having the hot flashes in
his puberty
in his dream sequence, and then he turns into a girl.
Yeah.
and not just in the physical form, but apparently he mentally turns into a girl as well and becomes super embarrassed by his
Oh,
body. That whole
oink.
sequence actually upset me because it's like it's meant to be a full physical transformation, not like a mental transformation. It's you wake up and you've got like lady parts.
It was just like
That's
boink.
Gaboink. Yeah, it just instantly turns into a girl, and that's the end of that conversation.
Yeah.
I think this is what I think. You're going with the transgender transformation. He's always wanted to be a girl kind of persona,
Well,
or he's
okay.
always had that sense of not fitting in.
The reason I say that is because Oliver, our MC, when he's mansplaining to the girl now, well, they keep referring to him as a him, so I guess
Yeah, because he's still a him. He still identifies as a him.
anyway.
This is the confusing part, right?
Well, he then mansplains to him that, oh, you must, which would have been okay if they had have spoken about it at all in any of the other 6 episodes. But this is the first time we're hearing about it, that Peter has been having body dysmorphia symptoms previously to his weird puberty sex change dream.
Dream, because it actually happens.
It's just bad writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where Logan's subtitle comes from.
Yeah, and it's not. And this is my point of view. So you're like, so they're trying to progress the character and make them, have a bit more depth and design. And I'm just like, no, this is an excuse to expand his freaking harem. This is just him trying to get more ladies on his side. And if he can turn
Yeah.
guys into ladies, that's just, another way for him to get that harem going.
You just want this to be a harem series now, don't
It
you?
is a harem. It already is.
I suppose. Last episode. Oh,
It
now
was from
kiss
the
me.
beginning. Yeah, I know. They're all like completely. He's literally going out of his way to be the most normal person there, and people are still flocking to him. The girls are still flocking to him. So it just doesn't make sense. Besides, plot.
Yeah. But also the most generic, like when he has changed into his girl form, he is the most stereotypical ditzy, oh, I'm a girl anime character, like
Yeah,
loses all agency, becomes all demure. Just I don't know, man. I felt like it could have been handled so much better.
oh yeah.
But meh.
Really, this is in line with the rest of the series.
I know.
There is no care factor. They're just like whatever plot point is convenient for the storyline. Oh, we're going to introduce this thing that turns them into a girl so they can fall in love with, all the other male characters because there wasn't enough female characters in the cast.
And then George Washington Gilderoy Lockhart over here was all like,
He's
because
so
that's
on
who
point.
he is.
He is 100%.
He's Gilderoy Lockhart, but he looks like George Washington.
He's so dumb. Such a dumb
and
character.
Peter simps all over him and literally swoons
Because he's a girl.
Yeah.
Now.
I hated it. I hate it every second.
That
but
was super
I
gross.
watched it on ×2 speed and I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it's kind of goofy dumb. It's
My
just there's
favorite
nothing
part
serious about it.
was they go to, I guess, an LGBTQ plus party, and then after the credits roll,
that's how you could explain it.
well, they get invited to it, and then nothing really happens, except
No, it's not like it's an orgy or anything. It's just a gathering of genderly confused people.
Well, it's not even really explained. Like, what was going on there?
Did they? No, they did specify that it was a congregation of people that have gender specific inflictions.
Was it all like some sort of?
But they're not all the same. They're all different
Yeah.
in different ways. But our characters Reversey. That's the name of the infliction that they have. The gender swap is actually called Reversey. Yes, Trossie, we have to watch it at 2x speed. Otherwise, we feel like we're wasting time in our life.
Admittedly, the post-credit scene made me physically burst out laughing because it was just so memey, left of field. Like the dialogue was so garbage. I thought it was hilarious because it just cuts back with, "Where have you guys been? We were studying magic by ourselves because I guess this party has to be kept completely secret from everybody." And cuts to our MC girl, and she's just like, "Yes, the custard tarts were delicious." And I was just like, what the fuck are you on about?
I feel like we are. So they've taken the Harry Potter story, but the girl is Harry Potter, and we're on the sidelines while everything else is happening.
I need more alcohol or drugs to watch this show and actually enjoy it for what it is.
You never will. You'll never enjoy it. You can't. Anybody who enjoys this thing,
I can't turn off my
wrong.
creative brain where I'm like, oh, do this better, do that better.
You could have used some better words there, or
says the guy that has only self-published, but still not the point.
That's not the point, you man. I've read your stuff, and it's way better than that. You know how to make characters have a conversation. These people do not.
It's just smelly.
Oh, it feels like AI has written it.
Actually, do you think?
Yeah, it's not unreasonable. The very static nature and the robotic sensation you get from the conversations that they have,
and like a lot of the recycledness of it.
Yeah, there is a lot of recycling going on. But I did also compare their conversational skills to a George Lucas script. So there are people out there that are capable of, coming up with a great idea, but just not knowing how to execute it.
No, it's from 2018. AI wasn't that good.
Not that good, he says. I think it would have been good enough to write this.
Yeah. You could give an AI too much credit back in 2018.
I think you're giving this script too much credit.
Tomato, potato.
Yeah. Oh, man. But you're going to give me something nice since we've eaten something so disgusting.
Yeah.
Something after this?
Yeah, they're proudly brought to you by Lady of the Swamp. Get over and do the pre-launch. Oh, hang on, let me link.
Just if you don't have a Kickstarter account, go make one, and
you can you can log in with Facebook and Twitter and whatever else. I'm pretty sure.
You can too. You too. And just by following the project does not mean that you are, signing up to do it.
Money.
You just get in notifications to say that shit's coming.
It also helps us out a lot
It does. Makes us look really
good. The more pre-launch numbers that we get, the more that they push it out to people once it goes live as well.
That's right. Kickstarter do some work for us and actually put the title out there. So the more people, jumping on board with it, the better in the long run.
Based on a true story set in Brisbane?
No, here in Victoria.
Brisbane. Was it? Oh man,
why did you say Brisbane?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel I don't know why, but Gippsland.
Gippsland.
Why?
I don't know how you got those two mixed up.
I don't know geography. That's how.
It's in Gippsland, which is southern part of Victoria.
Unsolved mystery.
Yeah, spooky. Unsolved mystery, murders, swamplands,
people disappearing, bodies never being found. It's got all that cool, all that good shit that you like in horror stuff. Get on it. Or
what? Or what, Brad? What are you gonna do?
Or the Lady of the Swamp might get you.
Get you. That's nice. We could do that.
I'm not gonna do nothing because that would be
assault. No, you get someone else to do it. You pay a lady to just wander around their house.
That's right.
Throw a few vines at their front door.
Some kelp.
Just sit in the back of their car, covered in kelp.
It's like Ringu, but not.
Yeah.
Swamp instead of a well. And a TV.
Oh. And a Japanese setting.
All right. This has been episode 64 of Read This Way. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share us around to your friends, family, dogs, ladies in the swamps, and we'll see you next week at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I've been Brad.
I've been Logan.
Oh no, I forgot to hit the end of the stream.